Hello, my name's Matt.
And my name's Jordan.
And welcome to the start of another Redstone series. It's going to be different from Redstone 101 because Jord's here.
And I'm Hyper Stoops.
And Jord's Hyper Stoops, so...
Basically, the whole point for this series is I don't know a thing about Redstone, and Matt is desperate for me to learn. So he wants to make this ridiculous series where I learn and you guys learn with him and me. So.
And you, yeah, learn with you, yeah. Because when it comes to doing like our projects and stuff, Redstone plays a big part in it, and Jord has no idea what to do. And even
so
if
I
you had
just
enough,
sit there and go, "You done yet, Matt?
Exactly, yeah.
Can I build on it yet?"
Yeah, exactly. Even if you had enough knowledge just for me to be able to say, "Oh, do this to that," and then you'll know what to do, that'd be good enough. So that's right. So
anyway.
Yeah, this Jord is a redstone torch.
Redstone repeater, redstone
Yep.
line of shit, and redstone torch.
Yes. You're learning. So
This looks like blood.
You can right click and you'll place redstone down.
And you can break it and it disappears forever into the pixel universe.
Oh my god.
Like pixel matter. Anyway, come on, let's show me some shit.
These two blocks here with a redstone torch on them.
Right.
The torch can give power to blocks around it except for the block that it's on. So say like the block below it, it'll give power to. Yeah?
Okay.
The block to the side of it, it'll give power to.
Okay.
It won't give power to the bit above it like that because that's diagonal.
It's on the... Alright.
Yeah. And it's not powering the block that it's on. That's just a rule. The state of any block, you can power any block except for like things like glass and stuff.
Oh, so hold on. Can I just try something and see if it actually works?
Yeah, sure.
So like that? No.
No, because that block's not powered, remember.
You said it could power anything, so I was just checking.
You can power any block except for things like glowstone. Like by power a block, I mean like that. So this block is powered. So say if you put a piston on that, it'll extend the piston.
Okay.
So because that block is powered.
Right. Okay.
Yeah? If the block is unpowered, any torches on it will be on. If the block is powered, the torches will be off. Basically. Okay. So the block and the torch, so the torch this is on its on state. Yeah.
Right. So the power.
So the block will be off.
Powered.
Opposites.
Why?
So if we power the block, it'll turn the torch off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I get it now.
So that we can get rid of that. That leads into the next bit. Whereas if we come back to this torch here, in fact, no, we'll replace it with a lever because it's a little bit better. If you pull the lever, it powers the block, which means any redstone coming off it, any pistons, they'll all power because the block is powered by the lever. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yep.
So if we bring out here all this redstone, 15 blocks is the limit.
It's the limit. I know that one because you told me.
After that, it won't power. But if you place a block there, it'll still power because of the redstone next to it. But
okay.
Yeah. And then, in which case, then you just use a repeater and carry on. But if you want to do, we'll start going into like logic gates and stuff, which is like the basics. Like when you start building redstone like contraptions, you sort of forget about them. You just make them without thinking. So say like we've powered the block with the redstone.
So this torch over here will be on.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a lever, isn't it? But it is on.
We've pulled the lever, so the redstone's on. So it's powering this.
Can I turn this off, and will that light turn on?
Yes. So if you want to do that, there you go. So if we take redstone coming off from here, it powers the redstone because it's right next to it. However, if you pull the lever,
that'll turn off.
Yeah. So if we pull that, it turns off. So what that is called a NOT gate, as in NOT. It's the opposite. So say like if we bring this back here and put an output to it, we'll use not command blocks. We'll use lamps as outputs. So levers off, outputs on. Levers on, outputs off. So all the torch does is invert it.
But then to make it as compact as possible, you'd probably put it like there.
Well, yeah. What you'd do is we'd put it there.
Yeah. I was going to say that. And then...
However, you may notice that this torch is still on. This redstone isn't actually powering it. Now that's because the redstone isn't actually looking at it. If it was facing it, then it would work. So the way you do that is you just bring it up on top of the block like that.
Okay.
And then that...
Well, it's the opposite way around here now.
Yes, well, that's what the NOT gate is.
No, as in, like, you knock the switch... Oh.
Yeah, so the torch is off, lamp is on.
And that's literally as compact as you can get it?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, in fact, I suppose what you could even do is you could do that. And then,
yeah. Hey, we both switched at the same time. What's next, Matty?
Yeah, that's a NOT gate, yeah? Right. Yep. Let's get a bit fancier, shall we?
Let's do it.
You liked playing with one lever. How about 2 levers to play
Fiddle
with.
with 2 now. They look like tits, man.
Yeah. That's the weird looking tits, but yeah. Get rid of that.
Oh me.
So, we're going to wire those both up to that thing.
Okay.
Like that. So
like
if you pull one
skeleton.
if you pull one lever, it's on. If you pull the other lever, it's on. Pull them both, it's on. That's an OR gate. So if any of the inputs are on, the output is on. I mean, you can add more as well.
So what's the point in this?
Well, let's say like if you had a door and you had 2 levers, one on the inside, one on the outside. If you pulled one, it would open it. If you pulled the other one, it would open it. I don't know why it's called. It's called an OR gate because they are used for. It's hard to think of applications because I just think of them in big redstone things. It's when you have multiple inputs going into one thing, but sometimes you usually have repeaters as well. Because if you have a repeater, like if we just come over here separately. So if we power one side, yeah, it'll let the redstone through.
Right.
If we power the other side, it won't. So it's directional. So
yeah,
say like you could have a big contraption over here as an input to this and another one, but if redstone went back into it from the other one, it would conflict. So you just have the repeaters on the end as well. So all of those power those, but it doesn't affect pulling one lever doesn't affect the other 2. I mean, of course it won't at the moment because of how simple it is, but that's an OR gate, yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I see what you mean. It's pretty useless to show. So
well, no, because now I'm thinking you could be on one side of the door and open it. And then you could be on the other side of the door and open it, and it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah. So the next one here is with 2 levers. Now, if we were to just wire them up normally, then as you saw, one lever would just turn it on. But what if you want both levers to be pulled on to do anything to it?
You'd make it go round.
What you do is you give them both a torch each, like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So basically they're inverted. They're both NOT gates, but connected together. And then place another torch there on this block. So this block is powered by the redstone. So since the block's powered, if you come around this side, you might not see it. I've placed a torch there. That torch is off because this block is powered. Yeah? And then that's the input. So it's like if you pull one lever, it turns this torch off, but that's still being turned off by this one here, this torch. So you have to pull both, and then
the redstone I put there, does that make a difference?
Yeah. Because that needs to be connected to
it. Yeah, exactly what I was just saying.
You need to have both levers. If one lever's pulled, it'll stay off, but if both levers are pulled, it turns on.
So this is used in like adventure maps to have 2.
Yeah, if you want to have 2 or 3 or 4 levers all connected to turn something on. Then...
So how would you do another one added onto the end of this? Can I just try it and see if
sure, go for it.
Would it be that?
Well, you've got a problem there because that redstone isn't actually connected to this torch over here, is it? So if we were to wire this into like that...
Now it is, motherfucker. It's not.
Well, you're sort of on the right track.
Didn't I do it?
What you can do is you can do this, is you can connect those 2 up, like that, and then another AND gate there. Now that should work.
How come you not had to knock it down like that?
Hey? What do you mean?
How come you had to knock it down into the ground?
Because where would I place this? The torch that I'm placing, I want the redstone to go into the block. Because if I place it like that, all that torch does is power the redstone. We want the wire to power the torch. So if I place it there, it gets affected by that.
Okay.
And then of course I have to knock that out to place that. I can't place the redstone like that from that torch because it's diagonal, so it won't power it. So you knock it down one like that. So if we pull one of them, they're all pulled. Okay. So what have I done there? So if you pull one...
It's the opposite way around. It's like you pull it down and it's...
Yeah, okay, so ignore that design. That's pretty bad. Either way, your addition there is wrong.
Oh.
The way you do it instead is you want all 3 of them connected to the torch. So if we bring them out... In fact, no, if we bring them all along like that, yeah?
Yeah.
They'd all be then powered along the front, powering the torch at the front like that. So these 2 levers are pulled, but that's still off because this one lever still needs to be pulled. So if we whack that in front of it, then pull that, then it'll turn on.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's going to be hard to remember to do it. That's the only problem I have.
Oh yeah, it takes ages, don't worry. That's an AND gate, Jord. How do you feel about that?
Gate.
It's an AND
so
gate,
this and this and this.
So that's an OR, that's an AND. So now I think would be a good idea to show the NOR and the NAND. Yeah?
Okay.
So they do exactly the opposite. The OR turns on when any of the inputs are on. Yeah? But basically...
That's what this one did.
Yeah, that's what this is the OR, yeah. So what
Oh,
we'll do
right.
instead here is we'll go back and place a NOT gate on the end as well. And that's the NOR gate. So the output is on all the time until you pull one of the levers. Pulling any of the levers will turn it off. Any combination of levers will turn that off.
Right, okay.
It's basically the opposite of an AND, really, if you think about it. The NOR is basically an AND, except the
So what's the
levers
point in
are-
this one?
There isn't one, really. It just has a name, so I thought, yeah, why not? Let's show it. And then the NAND is, instead of having a torch at the end, just a piece of wire instead. So if we turn all these on...
Sorry.
So
Right, so this is on until
it's
any
on.
of them are turned off.
It's off when they're all turned off. So with the NOR, you only have to pull one lever to turn it off. With the NAND, you have to turn them all off. You have to pull them all to turn it off.
So this could be... So, for example, for an adventure map, this instead could be a...
A door. So
No, a piston. I'm trying to get it so it's like pushed outwards towards you.
oh,
I
well,
can't
yeah.
think.
It's
for the hell of-
directional, so you have to stand back here and place it like that.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot. So then you turn it off, and then it pulls that, and then right. So hold on. So it's got that because it's a sticky piston, right?
Yeah.
So we turn one of these off, and then it should pull in. Oh
You
no,
have to
all
pull
of them.
all of
Sorry.
them off,
So
yeah.
in an adventure map, you pull them all.
Yeah.
You have to find them all. It pulls it off. You can walk through.
Yeah. I mean, another way of thinking of this one is just as a normal AND, like that, and then you want the piston to extend, but it already extends like that. So you just put in a repeat. You just put in an inverter, invert it like that, and then so let's turn off the AND gate. Well, you want it to retract even, so you pull all three. The AND gate triggers, then that inverts the NOT gate, and then it retracts like that.
Right. Okay.
So instead of having two torches like this, since they cancel each other out, sort of thing, just get rid of them both instead. So that's all the NAND gate. It's an AND followed by an OR, not even. It's an AND followed by a NOT, and then that gets rid of it. Then they cancel each other and make this.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah. I was going to show the XOR gate, but I can't remember how to build one of those. So
Hooray!
I'll show you that some other time, Jord. All that does is say like if both of the levers are off, it's on, and if both of the levers are on, it's on. But if they're different, then it's off. So
Okay,
they have to
I
be the
get it.
same state for it to work. So I think a T flip-flop would be a good idea, or an RSNOR latch. Take your pick.
The T flip flop.
Right, okay. Well, it's sort of used an RSNOR latch, but when the pistons came out, you can do it without one, so that's pretty good. So, well, in fact, part of it is a blip device, which I've used loads of in like Twisted Tree Line and stuff. And then you make that max setting, because the repeater has 4 states, yeah?
Well, yeah, you're telling these guys that. I know that.
Yeah. Like if I make
How
more
much of a
different-
how much of a second is it?
They move at one. The normal one is 1 tick, and that's 2 ticks, that's 3 ticks, that's 4 ticks, and a tick is a tenth of a second. So you'll see that they light up. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So a slight delay, between
Doodle-doo,
them,
doodle-doo.
which is pretty cool. So what this does here is, if you look at it to begin with, this is the input here. So we'll have a button. In fact, no, we can have a lever. What this does is when this goes in, the light turns this torch off. Yeah.
Keeps this on.
And
This
then,
turns on the thing in the middle.
Well, ignore that for now. Pretend that's not there.
Okay.
So when you pull the lever, this turns off this first torch, which lets the second torch turn on. Yeah.
Okay.
So that takes 2 ticks because it takes a tick for it to invert.
Okay. Yeah.
2 torches, 2 ticks. But that's 4 ticks in the middle there. Yeah. But if you remember, when we turn this on, that also turns on as well, which will turn the torch back off because that will power that block. So it'll turn on for 2 ticks, and then 2 ticks later that will turn it back off again. So a blip. You see that?
Yeah. This turned on here.
It turns on
Turned off.
briefly, no matter how long the input is.
So hold on a sec. So that turned on to power this in the middle.
Yeah. So quick, since the torches, this redstone moves faster. This torch turns off to let the torch turn on, but then the repeater powers the block again to turn it back off again. And it does it only for a blip. The reason that's good is, say, like in adventure maps, if someone stands on a pressure plate, if they could stay on it forever, and that would be annoying because some devices require just a blip of redstone to fly around it, and if it was long, then it would bulge the whole thing up. So if they stand on the pressure plate, before going to the machine, it'll go through this. So say like there's a pressure plate here, I could stand on it, but it'll just turn back off again no matter how long they stay on for.
Yeah.
So that's pretty useful. But if we shorten this to 3 ticks instead, it becomes 1 tick long. You barely see it. It's really short, and usually servers can't handle it because it's too short to do anything.
So as in, it basically just doesn't react at all to it.
Yeah. Now that's useful because it retracts a piston at the same time it extends it, sort of, because it takes like more than 1 tick for it to fully extend. So if we place a sticky piston with a block, it does it so quickly, it doesn't actually retract with the block. Yeah?
Yep.
So, but it'll put it back in the next time. Now that's good, because if we have a torch underneath here, yeah, when the block's above it, the torch will power the block, which can power that redstone. So say if I stand on it, it'll power it, then if I stand on it again, it'll turn it off. So we could have this to a door, and this looks better with a button, since we all know that's just temporary anyway. So if we place it, let's get a door, iron door.
Iron doors.
So, button, usually it would turn, open the door, then close it again. Press the
so
button.
this will hold on forever.
Opens the door, press the button again, closes the door. Yeah?
Yep.
That's pretty useful. T flip-flops are used in quite a lot of stuff.
Oh, because if you had a door normally with a button, it just opens... No, it opens forever as well, doesn't it?
What, with a button?
If you had a button and a door...
No, if you place a door there like that...
And then put a button on the wall, the thing there.
Yeah.
Put a button on there. It opens forever. Oh, no, it doesn't.
You just close it again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you press the button, it powers the block, which opens the door. But when the button pops out again, it unpowers the block, so the door closes. Whereas with this, it sort of exploits the piston not being able to retract the block to power it. And then when you press it the next time, the piston will just retract it again instead.
Yeah. It's like, it seems overly complicated for just that.
Yeah, well, in 1.5, I think it was announced at Minecon actually, they're going to add some redstone changes. It's being dubbed the Redstone Update, apparently, which is good. I'm happy about that. Where apparently signal strength will matter. Say, like, how it gets weaker. It won't affect,
down the 15 line.
It won't affect normal things like this. This will all be unaffected, but there's going to be a new block called a capacitor block, and basically that'll only let output through at a given level, so that's pretty cool. There'll be tons of uses. Like you could have multiple signals go down one wire and split off into different ways. That'd be pretty clever. So
certain things open for the same for longer than others.
You could have one wire going to 2 doors, but the 2 doors have a capacitor in front of them, each requiring a different signal strength. So say like if a weak signal goes through, it'll open one door, but if a strong signal goes through, it'll open the other.
Oh yeah, of course.
So rather than having 3 different wires, you could condense it into one wire instead. It's going to be so much more complicated, but the amount of things you'll be able to do with it'll be good.
Sweet stuff.
So anyway, there's another way of opening a door forever, and that's with an RSNOR Latch. And I think then we'll stop the video after that. So an RSNOR Latch is... I'll show you something else first. Because it sort of leads into it. Say like if you have a torch and a torch, yeah? If that torch powers this block, it'll turn that torch off, yeah?
Uh-huh.
But let's say that then goes into another block with a torch. That's off, so this torch stays on. That goes into another block with a torch. Then that goes into a one with here. But now, when this powers this block, that'll turn off, which will let
when it's spiraling
and it'll spiral.
Go in the spiral. Yeah.
And that's unstable, and that's called a clock. I mean, with repeaters now, you can condense that to about 6 blocks. But the point of the matter is, if you have an odd number of torches in a circle, it'll be unstable and it'll constantly switch states. Yeah.
Yep.
But if you have an even number, like this, it's a bit more unimpressive. It's a bit unimpressive. It's not going to do much, yeah? So,
that's going to flick between them both.
Well, it doesn't, does it? That's stable. That turns that torch off.
Of course. Yeah,
if it's an odd number of torches, it's unstable. If it's an even number, stable. But if we bring this out to a door, like that, and then power this side, so let's put a button on here, because that'll power this block and it'll turn this torch off temporarily.
Yeah.
That then turns off, which lets this torch turn on, but then that goes back into this and keeps it off. So that sort of saves it. There's 2 different states but it only changes when you tell it to. So that I could place a button on there.
Well, can you not press this same button again?
No, because all that'll do then is this block is already powered by this redstone, so powering it by something else isn't going to do anything.
All right.
You have to press the other one to reset it. Now that is good for things like that's a 1-bit memory cell technically. That's how you save things in Minecraft. Like you know the Twisted Tree Line map, Jord?
Yep.
Yep. You know how to start the game 2 teams had to pull a lever?
Yep.
Yep. This is how it went. One lever was this one lever was that one.
Right.
AND gate. So the game starts when both levers are pulled, yeah?
Yep.
But then, if someone was to unpull their lever, then that would stop the game technically. It would cut out all the redstone.
Yeah, it would.
So what I did then was over here. This is a more compact version of an RSNOR Latch, just like that basically. And then wire it around like this. So that's an RSNOR Latch. Now, I carried this on to carry on doing what I wanted with, but this was just here. I just lodged this in the side. So
it can only be pressed once and then it never comes back.
Yeah, so say like the output is, let's keep our output as a redstone lamp and we'll just put it there. Like so. If one team pulls their lever, I need a lever. One team pulls their lever, does that. The other team pulls their lever, does that. Exactly like an AND gate works, it turns the output on. But you saw that the RSNOR Latch swap
Yeah,
state,
but then this is here to prevent it.
Yeah, so if I unpull the lever, yeah, the AND gate turns off, but this is still on. This is still keeping the game going.
Right, okay, so it's almost like, saved memory type thing, this.
Yeah, exactly. And then the RSNOR Latch is used in the old version of the buffer, you know, that I use for the shops as well.
Uh-huh.
And then when you bought your item, it sent a pulse through this side to reset it.
Oh, right, so when it actually came through.
When it came through, it resets it so you can carry on buying more items. But that can be for another episode. So we're going to cut that off here, because that's 22 minutes. That's a long video. We went through sod all, but... Well, actually, no, we went through quite a lot, really.
Yeah.
Is your brain hurting yet?
It actually is. I actually took in nothing. Yay! Well, but, I mean, for the basics, people can rewatch this over and over again.
Exactly.
To get the outright basics.
You're right, you are.
No.
Nah.
Go on then.
Maybe.
Do the end of the video, man. Let's do this.
We'll see you in the next video, guys.